over 6 times as many
Wow.
as there are humans on this planet. That's just unbelievable, ain't it? That covers a total of 9,700 bird species, 92% of those alive today, from the avocet to the zebrafinch, and is based on over 1 billion sightings logged on the Citizen Science Portal eBird. Those data were combined with actual case studies and scaling algorithms to estimate the number of birds on the planet as a whole, with allowances made for species that are more likely to be spotted than others. Humans have spent a great deal of effort counting the members of our own species, all 7.8 billion of us, says ecologist Will Cornwell from the University of New South Wales in Sydney in Australia. This is the first comprehensive effort to count a suite of other species. Your thoughts, Mr. Hans, on this bird infestation all over my car?
Well, that part I find really funny.
Okay.
I really like birds. I'm one of them guys that has a bird feeder.
I used to love birds. I still love birds.
You eat them.
Yeah.
You know,
I love chicken.
It's probably one of these birds are flying by and it's like, that's that guy that ate my cousin. Poop, bam.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
You know.
Just gets my gizzard.
Hey, have you ever seen the bird feeders that have the red juice in them?
Yeah.
And they're for the hummingbirds?
Yeah.
That to me is some of the coolest things. Watching them things move backwards. And I was just doing an audio study on the sound of hummingbirds.
Right.
I must be a real audio geek. You know, to listen to that.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know.
I was thinking of a name that goes with that. Daggone it.
Daggone it.
Something I've heard before.
What is it?
It's on the tip of my tongue. You ever think of something and it's just right there, Hans?
What? No.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. Were you up on the Tiger King?
Not really.
Okay. Did you ever watch the Tiger King?
No, I never.
Okay. How did that ever come to relevance in today's society?
I have no clue. I never watched.
He's sitting in prison. There's a husband that's dead. There's multiple lovers in this weird triangle. Supposedly bodies were burned. I mean, we go through this huge drama. He goes to prison. He thinks that Donald Trump is going to give him a pardon when he leaves office. He actually buys a limo to come and sit in front of the prison. He was that confident that was going to happen. Now, his arch nemesis got control of the big cats, right?
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Feds seize 68 big cats from Tiger King Park in Oklahoma. Thackerville, Oklahoma. Federal authorities have seized 68 cats from an animal park in Oklahoma featured in Netflix's Tiger King. The U.S. Department of Justice announced Thursday that the seizure of the federally protected lions, tigers, lion tiger, I think they call them ligers, and a jaguar as part of a court-approved agreement to resolve a Department of Justice complaint against Jeffrey and Lauren Lowe over the animal's care. A civil complaint filed in November accused the Lowes of recurring inhumane treatment and improper handling of animals protected by the Endangered Species Act. The couples received numerous citations for failing to properly care for the animals following 3 inspections of the Tiger King Park in Thackerville since December 2020. During a hearing last week, a judge found the couple in contempt for failing to comply with court orders to employ a qualified veterinarian and establish a program of veterinary care for the animals. Daniel Card, an attorney for the couple, told a federal judge that Lowe's want out completely. They don't want to fight this anymore. They don't want to do it, Card told the judge. Acting Assistant Attorney General Nicholas McQuaid said in a statement that the Department of Justice is working to ensure that the animals are sent to responsible animal preserves where they can be safely maintained rather than exploited. Former Oklahoma Attorney General Drew Edmondson, who now co-chairs the National Law Enforcement Council for Animal Wellness Action, a group that endorses policies to prevent animal cruelty, said the seizure punctuates a long series of federal actions to shut down an unethical roadside zoo operator. Well, it didn't take him long to screw that up, did it?
No.
You know what I mean? Tiger King, kind of a bad dude. You know, I don't think that he was guilty of everything that they said he was.
Yeah.
But, you know, kind of a bad dude. But he was taking care of them. And he told everyone how bad this lady would be, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now, 68 of them gone. Bet you a dozen donuts that some of them get brought to the Tiger Sanctuary up by Branson. What do you think?
That's a possibility.
I think that it'll happen. Do you know, this is kind of a weird, useless knowledge fact, but Texas has more tigers, than wild tigers in the world.
Wow.
How does that make you feel?
It's like, how did this happen?
Well, I mean,
it's just, I guess a lot of states have allowed wild, exotic animals to be sold.
I mean, there's a lot about tigers in the news lately, right?
Yeah.
I mean, looking in Texas and Houston.
Yeah.
Remember, it was a myth.
Oh, yeah.
Mythical creature, because tigers don't run around Houston, Texas, until they found out that somebody had purchased one, and, you know, it was...
That's all it takes.
Right?
Yeah. And they start breeding, and then we start having babies, and then babies start growing up, and then they run through the wild of our woods, and then boom. We're out hunting for deer, and then all of a sudden you're hunting for tiger because you've got to save your life.
Well, do you think that Tiger King, do you think he deserves to be in prison? I mean, do you think that he did all the stuff that they said he did?
I never watched the show, for one, but I know who we're talking about. I've read stories on this guy. From what I've read, I don't believe so.
Well, he got 22 years for a murder for hire plot. And numerous federal wildlife violations.
Right. But I heard a lot of it was just propped up propaganda on him.
Kate said Facebook kept refreshing. And you know what? It's doing that actually on my phone. It doesn't even show us live right now.
Wow.
So, hence another reason to go over to Spreely.video. Because,
That's right.
you know, eventually YouTube's going to kick us off too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they kicked the Stooch off.
Yep.
They've kicked a lot of guys and gals off.
Yep.
Don't really know for what. I mean, some of them were deserved, but some of them absolutely were not.
No.
You know, we've been looking for a place for a long time where we can get together, we can do our thing, we can talk about the things that we want to talk about without, you know,
being censored.
Yeah. Is being censored the same thing as oppression?
I think it is. Same.
I mean,
because they're trying to oppress your point of view compared to their point of view. And if it don't meet their point of view, that's why they kick you to the
curb.
They
censor us.
We're like
they oppress us, and then they
consider us the bad date.
Well, I've never been considered a bad date.
I never have either until I got
for
on
yourself.
Socialist media. But
no, I know what you're saying though. No,
right.
You're exactly
it's
right.
True. It's true, and you're right. But yeah.
I feel bad for this guy in the Tiger King because I don't think that they did it. I mean,
from what I've read articles, Hans, on this guy, and like I said, I never watched the show, and I agree with Dan Maynard. I never watched the Kardashians either. He said, "Thank God I never watched either show." He said.
Well, it says Joe Exotic became a cultural phenomenon last year. I'm going to say that this is all true, and he was somewhat of this weird cultural phenomenon. And I see something making a comeback, and dear Lord, I never thought it would.
Yeah.
But I see it. Do you see the mullet coming back?
Joe Dirt.
Yeah. Do you see the mullet coming back? I mean,
awesome.
Everywhere I look, there's mullets, and I'm thinking.
They say everything comes full circle about every 25 years.
Well, okay, so they did this study, okay, and they asked, of all these haircuts, the comb over, the spike, the flat top, what hairdo do you want to see come back? And they did it to the younger people. I think it was 25 and under. Guess what one was number one?
Everybody wanted the Joe Dirt back.
The mullet, that's right.
Yeah.
They wanted the mullet back. Yeah. I don't know. I guess give me a 79 Trans Am, let me roll up a pack of cigarettes in my shirt.
I'll just say I'll accept no Billy Ray Cyrus for me.
Yeah.
That's what he
Don't
had.
tell me.
Remember, that's what he
My
had.
achy breaky. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, those days. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What else you got for us today?
Chef set record in the city of brotherly love.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Really?
Philadelphia chefs assemble 510-foot cheesesteak. A Philadelphia, I know, right? A Philadelphia restaurateur, I know this is not donuts, but celebrated his birthday by having chefs to assemble a cheesesteak that measures 510 feet long. Rene Capiteri, owner of the Rim Cafe, recruited a team of chefs to build a sandwich that measured more than 2 blocks long. Ouch. That's a long one. Monday night, I said this year I want to make it big, Capiteri told WCAU-TV. WCAU-TV, Philadelphia. Make a big party for everyone. So why not bring everyone together and have a couple thousand people? Gino Vento, owner of Gino's and friend of Capiteri, said several different varieties of cheesesteak were included. A ravioli cheesesteak, marinara cheesesteak, a Spanish cheesesteak. Vento said the final sandwich beat the team's goal at 480 feet. Capiteri said the cheesesteak will be submitted for an official, imagine this, Guinness World Record, but whether or not it is accepted, he already plans to outdo his accomplishment. Next one is going to be more crazy, he says. Get ready, baby, Capiteri said, and I'm going to make it happen.
Get ready, baby.
Get ready, baby.
Get rolling. Yeah. I love cheesesteak. Put extra green peppers on mine. Right. You?
Yeah, I know.
What are you thinking about food now, or
yeah,
what? You didn't have your donuts?
I get tongue-tied when we talk about food.
Did you drink coffee this morning?
Yes, it did. It makes you crazy.
Well, it makes you better.
Yeah, it does.
And it's a refining quality, especially for young men. Now, unfortunately, you don't fit in that category anymore.
Well, I am kind of young. I go
58
going 48.
Yeah. That's good. I hope that they give the food to the homeless or something, because the city of brotherly love has a lot of homeless in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm, by the way, guys, when I say I'm 58, I'm 48, I'm on Jonathan Winter's time.
Really?
And all of you people that used to watch an old show back in the 80s would understand where I'm going.
Are you going back to mullet days?
I'm going back to mullet days, and I'm going back to, remember Mork and Mindy?
Well, okay. Yeah. I want everybody to take a look at you. And if you can't see him, you're on podcast. Let me explain visually.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". How much do you weigh?
264 pounds.
Okay, 6'4", 264 pounds.
But I don't
red-haired Irishman with a redneck beard.
Yeah.
With a big green shirt on that says "Kiss Me."
Kiss me, I'm a buck.
Okay, so now remember this. You're in the hunt.
Yes.
Right?
We're in the hunt.
And the hunt hasn't been going too well for you.
No, it hasn't.
Right?
Yeah. Been slim pickings. Or as we like to call it, slim injections.
Well, there's nothing slim about you. You look like you're Irish. As a matter of fact, you went and you were doing some sales, walked up, and a guy started talking to you about being Irish, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we stopped at a local pizza place up here. Explained to him about our show, and he was standing up front making a pizza dough, throwing it up in the air and all that stuff. And he had a big old Irish shirt, something about I'm Irish.
Well, isn't it a weird contradiction?
Yeah.
That you have two Irish guys meet in a pizza parlor run by Irish.
Yes.
Isn't that kind of weird?
It is.
I mean, he's throwing the pie. Oh, Mamma Mia. How do you say Mamma Mia in Irish?
I'm going to be honest. As Irish in me, I love pizza. I ain't going to lie. Thank you, Italy.
Dan Maynard said, Dan, if hunting isn't working, start setting traps.
Yeah. COVID-19 already took enough.
Hello,
time.
Roger Rabbit. Yeah, well, it's 6. Hello, William Finnerty. No, I mean, I don't know. Things are coming back, and things do go full circle. Music comes back full circle. Whether it's good or bad, there's very few new artists that I find intriguing.
I hear you.
Do you find any of these intriguing?
A lot of the newer artists, I found a lot of good newer rock bands more than anything. These pop